Welcome friends. Today we will discuss about the derivation of electric field intensity at a point due to an infinite line charge. So, we are placing an infinite length of conductor of length L on z axis whose limits are from minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay. For that full length, we can't calculate the electric field intensity at a time. First, we will take a small differential length dl. First, we will calculate the electric field intensity at a point P due to this differential length dl, and after that, we will calculate the electric field intensity for the complete length by integrating over the limits. Okay. So, we are taking a current carrying conductor along z axis whose limits are from minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay. The current carrying conductor is placed on the z axis. Imagine that the current is flowing upwards, then according to Ampere's right hand thumb rule, the flux lines will be revolving around this conductor in this xy plane. Okay. Now, consider only a small differential length dl along this z axis, so that the point of this dl will be 0, 0, z, because this is z axis. On z axis x and y coordinates will be 0. Now, I need to find the electric field intensity at a point P due to this infinite line charge. This point P is assumed to be on y axis for this derivation for our simplicity. So, this point P coordinates are, this is on y axis, x and z are 0. Let us take this y distance as some r. Okay. Now, I need to find the electric field intensity at point P due to this differential length of the conductor dl. So, your direction will be towards P. I am marking the direction, and the unit vector in this direction will be AR bar. This distance is r and the vector will be r bar. This distance is small r, and the distance from origin to the differential length dl will be z. Now, consider Cartesian coordinate system. In Cartesian coordinate system, all the points are represented in terms of x, y and z only. Okay. So, here the differential length dl can be taken as dz, okay, because this is on z axis. So, now we need to express the charge density for this particular conductor. On an infinite line charge, there will be a line charge which will be distributed throughout its length. That line charge density rho L is given as Q by L. So, from this Q equal to rho L into L. So, here as we are taking only differential length, we should take only differential charge dq equal to rho L into dl, where dq equal to rho L dz, because here dl is equal to dz as it is on z axis. So, we need to find the electric field intensity now. What is the basic formula for electric field intensity in vector form? E equal to q by 4 pi epsilon naught, where epsilon r equal to 1 for free space. So, into the distance square into the unit vector in that direction. Electric field intensity E formula is the charge q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square into the unit vector. So, here we already know that we are taking only a differential length dl. So, the charge will be also differential charge dq. Okay. So, the electric field intensity due to this dl will be also dE only, differential electric field intensity. So, dE equal to dq divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square into AR bar. Okay. So, here first we need to find dq. Already we know that dq equal to rho L into dz. So, next I need to find the unit vector. To find the unit vector, first I need to find the distance vector r bar. Distance vector r bar is given by position vector of P minus position vector of dl. So, what is the point P? Point P is 0, r 0, and the position of point dl will be 0, 0, z. So, subtract them and find the distance vector in Cartesian system. So, 0 minus 0, because x coordinates are zeros only, into the unit vector in x is ax bar plus r minus 0 into ay bar plus 0 minus z into 0 minus z into az bar. Okay. Now your distance vector r bar will be r ay bar minus z into az bar. This is your distance vector. Now what is the magnitude of this? The magnitude of this will be root over r square plus z square. Now what is the unit vector along this r bar? The unit vector along this r bar is ar bar. So ar bar is given by r bar by mod r bar, which we have already discussed this concept in our introduction. Okay. So what is r bar? R bar is r ay minus z az by root over r square plus z square. Okay. So this is the expression for unit vector ar bar. Next, for finding the electric field intensity dE, what is the formula? dq by 4 pi epsilon naught r square into ar bar. So I want to find the differential electric field intensity. The differential electric field intensity is, what is dq value? dq is rho L dl divided by rho L dl means here I can take dz because this point is on z axis. So rho L dz divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. R square means here what is the magnitude of the distance? The magnitude of the distance is root over r square plus z square. So substitute that in that r. Here we can take root r square plus z square whole square into, what is the unit vector ar bar? The unit vector ar bar is given by this formula, r into ay minus z into az by root over r square plus z square. Okay. That is the expression. Now this root and square will be cancelled. Okay. So differential electric field intensity at point P is given by rho L dz by 4 pi epsilon naught. Here this root and square will be cancelled and this root will be to the power of 1 by 2. That power 1 plus 1 by 2 will be r square plus z square whole power 3 by 2. Here the square will be cancelled and here root 1 by 2. So on adding the powers you will get 3 by 2 into r ay bar minus z into az bar. Now what is the concept here means, we will have electric field intensity acting in y direction. We will have electric field intensity due to this line charge. Suppose this is in the positive side and this is the same amount of electric field intensity will be present on the negative side also, because this infinite line conductor is distributed in the same length towards the positive side as well as towards the negative side. How much E is acting in the positive direction, the same E will be acting in the negative direction also. So on overall the electric field intensity on the z axis will be completely cancelled. You will have electric field intensity only on y axis. This will be cancelled. Okay. So you will have only y component will be present and this z component will become 0. So because of this concept. So finally your dE bar is equal to rho L dz by 4 pi epsilon naught root over r square plus z square whole power 3 by 2 into, we will have only r component. Why we are neglecting this z component means, because here z components will be cancelled due to the same length of conductor towards positive side as well as towards negative side. Okay. So here now this is the expression for electric field intensity at this point P due to this differential length of the current carrying conductor. Okay. So now we need to find the complete electric field intensity E bar. Complete electric field intensity E bar at this point P due to the complete length of the conductor L. First we have obtained E only due to the differential length dl. In the next step we will obtain electric field intensity E due to the complete length. If we add these number of dl's, then we will get the total length L. So adding up of all these dl's means nothing but integration only. Integration, if you apply integration limits, what are the limits for z? Z limits will be minus infinity to plus infinity, because here the variable is only z. Okay. So rho L dz r ay bar by 4 pi epsilon naught r square plus z square whole power 3 by 2. So here for our simplification purpose, I am taking this triangle. I am taking this triangle here. See, what are the lengths here? This is capital R, this is Z, and this is small r. So from this tan theta is equal to Z by R, from which Z equal to R tan theta. So now what is dz? Dz is equal to, we are differentiating on both sides, dz equal to r secant square theta. Okay. Now we can substitute this dz here, because we are having dz equal to r secant square theta, and in the place of z what I can substitute? In the place of z, r tan theta can be substituted. So let us simplify that. If I am taking z equal to minus infinity, the limit for theta is minus pi by 2. If I am taking z equal to plus infinity, if I substitute in this expression, we will get theta equal to plus pi by 2. Okay. So on simplifying this expression, we will get E bar equal to, we are taking the theta limits now, because I am converting z in terms of theta. So theta minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, rho L. In the place of dz, what we can write? Dz is r secant square theta, into r ay bar by 4 pi epsilon naught into r square, plus in the place of z what we can write? In the place of z I can take r tan theta. So r square tan square theta, because here z square is there, whole power 3 by 2. Rho L r square secant square theta, unit vector is ay bar, because your actual E is acting in y direction now, because z components will be cancelled and only in y direction your Ey is acting. If I am selecting a point on y axis, now 4 pi epsilon naught into, can I take r square as common? If I take r square common, that square and 3 by 2, that power will be cancelled and you will get to r cube. If I take r square as common, r square whole power 3 by 2 means 2 will be cancelled and r cube will come, 1 plus tan square theta. Okay, 1 plus tan square theta whole power 3 by 2. Now what is 1 plus tan square theta? That is secant square theta, which is theta running from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, rho L. R square by r cube means 1 by r, which is 4 pi epsilon naught r, that is secant square theta whole power 3 by 2 means you can write secant cube theta. In the numerator you are having secant square and in the denominator you are having secant cube, and the unit vector is ay bar. Now secant square and secant cube means you will get 1 by secant, which is cos. So this will be equal to theta running from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, rho L by 4 pi epsilon naught r, 1 by secant theta. 1 by secant theta means cos theta. Here 1 by secant theta you will get, that you can take it as cos theta d theta. Here you should substitute d theta also. Okay. So what is integral cos theta minus sin theta, and on substituting those upper limit and lower limit, you will get finally electric field intensity E bar at point P due to this complete infinite line charge will be equal to rho L by 2 pi epsilon naught r into Ay bar. This is the formula for electric field intensity E due to an infinite line charge. Rho L by, here after integrating this you will get 2, that 2 and this 4 will be cancelled, and E bar equal to rho L by 2 pi epsilon naught r into Ay bar, where r is the distance of the point from the conductor. Distance of this point P from the conductor is r. So rho L by 2 pi epsilon naught r into Ay bar volts per meter. This is the expression for electric field intensity E at point P due to infinite line charge. Okay. Now we need to derive in a similar way how to find the electric field intensity at a point P due to a charged circular ring. Due to a charged circular ring. So the first derivation is E bar due to infinite line charge, which is equal to rho L by 2 pi epsilon naught r into Ay bar. As I am taking the point on y axis, you are getting the vector as Ay. If you take this point on x axis, you will get Ax. If you take this point on z axis, you will get Az. Like that you can generalize to any axis. Okay. Let us derive the expression for electric field intensity E due to a charged circular ring. That means consider the 3-axis system. In this 3-axis system, I am taking a circular ring which is carrying some charge with a charge density rho L. This is also carrying a line charge of charge density rho L, which is equal to the charge divided by L. So here the charge Q equal to rho L into L. Okay. Now the length of this charged circular ring is L. Consider only a small differential length, because at a time we can't calculate the complete electric field intensity due to this complete length. First we should calculate the electric field intensity at any point due to a small differential length, then we will enlarge it to the complete length. Okay. So to do that, first consider only a small differential length dl. Okay, small differential length dl. The center of this charged circular ring is origin. Now I am considering a point P on z axis. I want to find the electric field intensity at this point P due to this differential charged length dl. Okay. Now we need to mark the coordinates of this. Okay, these are the assumptions, length assumptions. So the distance from this differential length dl to this point P, the distance from the differential length dl to this point P, let it be, the distance vector be r bar, and from this differential length you are finding the electric field intensity at point P. So your direction will be like this. This is the unit vector ar bar, and here the actual system we are considering here is cylindrical coordinate system. Here I am considering cylindrical coordinate system. That means I am assuming a cylinder of radius r along this circular ring. That means if you are considering a cylinder like this, which is in round shape, now at the center you will be having this charged circular ring whose radius is r, and the unit vector is ar bar towards outside. This is the differential length dl. The unit vector here will be ar bar towards outside. But here electric field intensity is acting inside towards that point P. So here what will be the vector? Here the vector will be minus ar bar, and the distance is r. Okay. So this distance is r, capital R. This distance from origin to dl, this distance from origin to dl will be small r, and the unit vector towards the point P will be minus ar, and this distance will be z. Now how to find this distance vector r bar means, this distance vector r bar can be taken as minus r into ar bar, because here unit vector is towards the point P is minus ar bar and the distance is r. So minus r into ar bar plus what is the distance here, z into what is the unit vector here, az bar, okay, plus z into az bar, okay. Now this is the distance vector r bar. What is the magnitude of this distance vector, root over r square plus z square, okay. Now what is the unit vector here, unit vector is ar bar equal to r bar by mod r bar, which is equal to what is r bar, minus r into ar bar plus z into az bar by what is mod r, mod r is root over r square plus z square, okay. So this is the unit vector ar bar that is acting along this direction from the differential length dl towards the point P, okay. So we have also obtained the unit vector ar bar. Now in cylindrical coordinate system, what is the differential length dl, dl in cylindrical coordinate system is r d phi. Already we know this formula from our coordinate systems, okay. So in cylindrical system dl is r d phi. Now we are here for a complete charge q in this charged circular ring, we are considering a line charge whose charge density is rho l. But as we are considering only a differential charge, we should only differential length, we are considering only differential length, we should take a differential charge dq, which is equal to rho l into dl. That means rho l into what is dl here, r d phi, okay. This is the expression for differential charge, unit vector and all, okay. Now I need to find the electric field intensity at point P due to this differential length dl. That means you will get only a differential electric field intensity at point P due to this differential length dl, which is equal to dq by 4 pi epsilon naught r square into ar bar, where dq is equal to what is the expression for dq, rho l into r d phi, which you are getting from here, divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. What is capital R? The magnitude of this distance is root over r square plus z square whole square, okay. And what is the unit vector ar bar? Unit vector is minus r into ar bar plus z into az by root over r square plus z square, okay. So this is the complete expression. Here this square and root will be cancelled, and here only r square plus z square, that means to the power of 1 will be remain, and here to the power of half. So if the bases are same, add the powers, 1 plus 1 by 2 means to the power of 3 by 2. And also here if we consider a number of, how we will get the complete length of this charged ring? You are taking only a differential length dl. If I add these number of dl's, if I add all these number of dl's throughout the charged circular ring, then I will get the complete length dl, okay. Now at point P, what are the distances you can mark? See, the addition of these small differential length dl's, if you add all these dl's, you will get the complete length of the charged circular rings, and the component of the radial component is ar bar towards, which is perpendicular to the surface of the cylinder which we are assuming, but the direction should be considered inside because your point is towards the z axis, so minus ar bar. So for one differential length dl, you are getting 1 minus ar bar. For number of dl's, you will get number of minus ar bars. So your axis will be here. Your axis will be so if at all you consider a plane like this, in this plane you will be having all minus ar bars which are symmetrical. As these are symmetrical, they will be cancelled each other, and there will not be any radial components. That means there will not be any R components. R components will become 0 and you will have only Z components. Okay, due to this concept, you will be having only Z components. If you take that, the simplified expression will be rho L into R d phi into, you can neglect this because radial components are symmetrical and they will be get cancelled and that component will become 0. So the only left component is Z into AZ bar divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into this here square will be cancelled and the power will be 3 by 2 R square plus Z square whole power 3 by 2. Okay. Now here the only variable component is phi. What is the limit for phi? Phi can be taken from 0 to 2 pi. There is no other variable component here. So simply integrate this expression from phi equal to 0 to 2 pi so that you will get the complete electric field intensity due to the charged circular ring at this point P. Now on integrating, how it will be solved, let us see. So here you can integrate this dE bar over a limit of phi equal to 0 to 2 pi. Take this for obtaining the complete electric field intensity E bar, integrate this expression from phi equal to 0 to 2 pi and remaining all are constants. Rho L R Z AZ d phi divided by R square plus Z square whole power 3 by 2. So that on integrating, the only variable component is integral d phi which is equal to phi, and substitute that upper limit minus lower limit. After substituting and adjusting the terms, you will get the electric field intensity at point P due to this charged circular ring. Electric field intensity at point P due to this charged circular ring is given by rho L into R into Z by two pi epsilon naught into R square plus Z square whole power 3 by 2, because into AZ bar. Here what is happening means, you are doing the integration, integral d phi is phi, and after substituting the limits 2 pi minus 0 means from the 2 this 4 will be cancelled by 2 times. So rho L RZ by 2 pi epsilon naught R square plus Z square whole power 3 by 2, and your electric field intensity will be acting in Z direction, that is the unit vector AZ bar, and the unit for this electric field intensity is volts per meter. So let us revise those formulas again. What is the electric field intensity at a point P due to an infinite line charge? In the previous derivation we have written E bar is rho L by 2 pi epsilon naught R into AY bar. That is the previous derivation. Here we are doing electric field intensity at a point due to a charged circular ring, which is equal to E equal to rho L R Z by 2 pi epsilon naught R square plus Z square whole power 3 by 2 into AZ bar volts per meter. This formula is very important. Okay. This is the second derivation by using Coulomb's law. And the third application of Coulomb's law is, we need to find the electric field intensity due to a infinite sheet charge.